Well, hey there, this is Dave DeBone. Welcome to this week's episode of Canadian Profits TV. Good to see you. Getting back on track with these weekly video updates. Just this last weekend, I was in Edmonton, Alberta for my most recent Magnetic Investor Attraction Workshop. Great group of people. Had a lot of fun, got a lot done, learned a lot. Most importantly, they started taking action on actually attracting investors and raising capital. So, like I say, great group of people. For example, we had a young couple there, Brendan and his lovely wife, Alex, from Fort McMurray. And these guys are new real estate investors, but talk about taking massive action. They're focusing on doing flips. Even though they're in Fort McMurray, they're also looking at properties in Edmonton. So they got the first flip deal just about wrapped up. And Saturday of the event was a very, very long day. And the next morning they came in and they're looking a little bit tired. And I said, hey, you guys, what's going on? Well, they said, guess what they were doing Saturday night? The two of them, after the whole day of workshop and working hard and all that kind of stuff, hopped in their car, grabbed 50 what are called bandit signs. So those little signs that say, I buy houses on coroplast that you stick on those little metal posts and stick them around town. They went out and distributed 50, put up 50 of those bandit signs all around Edmonton. And that took them until about 11:30 at night. So talking about taking massive action. So good on you guys. Those guys, they keep doing what they're doing. They're going to be massively successful. Mr. Denzel Lobo, very interesting gentleman. I met him through the series of events I did last June with Wright Thurston. And 20, 25, maybe even 30 years ago, Denzel got training about doing multifamily properties with Wright. Has taken that, and with 4 or 5 partners, they've built up a massive portfolio of hundreds of doors, well over 100 doors in Alberta. So talking about doing big deals, he was there learning some tips, tricks, and ideas about attracting more investors as well. Don Kuski missed the first day, came for the second day. Very interesting fellow. He's got 5 single-family suited homes on the go in Edmonton, still doing very, very well with those in spite of the challenges with the Alberta real estate market right now. Suited single-family homes seem to make a lot of sense. And then Alan Brebner, one of my Magnetic Investor Attraction Home Study Course students, was there as well. And Alan shared an interesting story because I was talking about the power of having your own book. So you can see I've got several of my books behind me. And Alan shared a story about a book that he wrote a long, long time ago. So he's an accountant by trade, but he was involved in the information technology field for a while. So he wrote a book about IT, information technology. And he was having an interview, this is 20 years ago, he was telling me, having an interview with a potential client, potential consulting client. And, the interview went okay. And then he showed them his book. And it was like the wow factor. Interview stopped right there. They hired him on the spot without even reading the book, without doing any more due diligence, hired him on the spot. And that's been one of his consulting clients for the last 20 years. So you can only imagine how much having a book's been worth for him. Anyway, great event. The next one I've got upcoming is in Ottawa at the end of the month. If you're in Ontario, you're interested in that. I believe it's sold out at the moment, but if you click on the link below, you can check that out and sign up for the waiting list in case anybody cancels at the last minute, then we can get you in there from the waiting list. If you're in the Lower Mainland, Vancouver area, middle of September, I believe it's the 16th or the 17th and 18th, I'm going to be doing an event in Vancouver. So again, you can check that out, investorattractionworkshop.com. Another great thing I enjoyed about the weekend was I took my children, Amy and Andy, with me. They were my helpers with the mostest. They did a really, really good job. It was good to have the kids there, seeing what their old man does for a living, and also having them have a chance to meet some really interesting people that were attending the event. So overall, great event, had a good time, and look forward to the next ones as well. So, I could talk about how great this is. Why don't you listen to what a few other people had to say about the event. If it makes sense for you, love to see you at one of these coming up. Anyhow, have a great weekend. I'm getting ready to go pick up my mother in Penticton for the weekend and take her for a little road trip off to Nelson and Creston to meet some family and some friends out there. So looking forward to that, and I will see you next week. I hope you're enjoying yourself. Take care.
This event that Dave Dubeau put on this weekend has been phenomenal learning experience. It really reestablishes the foundations of how to market yourself as a company as well as a business, because real estate is a business.
I have really enjoyed the marketing concepts that you've been providing. I'm amazed at the creativity that comes out, and I love creative marketing. So I really have enjoyed it.
I think this workshop is very productive. It really puts you in a place where taking action is an obvious step.
Oh, I think it's a great event. Practical workshop gives you hands-on experience, and you get going from day one of the training.
Oh, the workshop's been great. You know, there's been so many topics covered and sort of key concepts and principles in terms of, you know, what are you going to do to market yourself, branding yourself, you know, getting your business out there to attract joint ventures. And that ended up being one of my key takeaways is focus on attracting people who are like-minded and are looking for something that's on an alternative investment to something traditional like, you know, the typical Canadian approach of stocks, bonds, GICs.
Amazing. You know, if I were to sum it up in one word, that's what it would be. Amazing.